How much online data is generated every minute? Have you ever thought about what people do with the amount of data we generate online? Is there any reason to worry about your online data privacy, even when you don't have anything to hide? And before I start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel right now. On June 29, 2020, Government of India had banned 59 Chinese apps, including the most popular TikTok, which had about 1.2 million Indian users. It was a long time coming, and the government cited that these apps are a threat to our national security. On the 9th of July, the army personnel were instructed to delete 89 apps, including Facebook, Insta and Zoom, citing data leakages. But most of us think that we don't have any kind of confidential data that might put our country at risk, or that we don't have anything to hide, and so why should we worry about data theft? To understand the gravity of the situation, first let's look at the amount of data trail we leave behind every day. For example, Google knows the places we have been, the restaurants we've had food in, our home address, our place of work, etc. etc. The search engine and apps know the type of content that interests us. The websites we visit, the things we buy online, the posts we like on Facebook are all collected. Basically, we are being tracked and our preferences are recorded, without us realizing the enormity of data that each of us are providing. You would have seen ads popping up on your screen based on your search history. Even if you simply look at the price of a car online, the sidebar of your screen will start showing you potential cars that you would like to buy. If you want to buy something online and the minute you type it in, Google, Facebook and others starts eavesdropping. They say they do it to personalize your digital experience, and in doing so, they earn revenue through advertising. We become happy when we receive a lot of personalized options and we think that our phone is actually understanding us or that it reads our mind. But it becomes a completely different ballgame when our phone reads our mind even when we don't want it to. Our data is worth a lot of money. It is said that in 2020, every person generates 1.7 MB data every second. In fact, data brokers collect your data and sell it for money. All your information, right from your name to your gender to what you would like to buy, your food preferences, your phone number are all sold. We are being robbed of our data and we don't even realize how harmful it is. Some of you might have received phone calls from unknown numbers telling you that you have won a lottery or you have won something after buying things from Club Factory, for instance, because it has happened with me. How did they get your phone number? TikTok was one of the many apps that was in the dock for actually reading what we type on our phone's clipboard, and this can include very sensitive information like our passwords. Data is the new oil. 2.5 quintillion bytes of data is produced by humans every day. This number might go above our heads, but let's remember the enormous data that we are producing every day digitally. Phones are data mines and they could use this data for various things other than just commercial advertising. For example, if you remember Cambridge Analytica, the company had purchased Facebook data of millions of Americans and built a psychological warfare tool to help political figures win election. It used this data for political advertising. This is a huge problem. Our data can be used for political propaganda. Our phone knows the kind of news that we consume. It will suggest you content depending on your profile and search history. In this manner, it can actually start influencing you with any propaganda it wants. In the end, the problem is that you will lose your freedom of choice. Your digital trail can now predict and influence your future behaviors. In this manner, it can affect the elections of a said country or carry out any agenda it wants to by feeding people with a certain kind of content. Digital eavesdropping can be used for surveillance of people by governments, by companies, etc. etc. We think that by giving or denying permission to the apps that we download, we are actually able to control our data trail. Probably it is because of this thinking that when the government brings in laws where we are required to provide our private data, we mark our protest in various ways but do not bother about it when it comes to our online data. We are misguided if we think that we have control over our online data. A few days back, a lawsuit was slapped on Google for recording what people were doing on thousands of mobile apps, even when they followed the recommended settings by the company for stopping such monitoring. We know that things can't function without data, but it is only to a certain extent that we can secure our data by restricting the permissions we give during installing the apps. Data is the oxygen for all online transactions, but we do not give it the importance it requires unless our data is hacked. Data snooping has more or less become an everyday reality on which we have little control.